Today on How to Automotive, I'm going to show you how to change the oil on your ProCharger Supercharger. You want to follow your break-in procedure when to change the oil when you're breaking the charger in, but after that it's done every 5,000 miles. So we're going to get started by changing this out. So whatever type of vehicle you have it mounted on, you want to remove the lower skid plates or splash shields. Take these off so when we drain this, that fluid doesn't run and sit on top of this. On this charger, the coolant reservoir is in the way of servicing it, so we're going to drain the coolant while we're at it. So on this vehicle, the service port is on the bottom of the ProCharger here, so we need to get this out of the way so we can gain access so we can work underneath it. So on your ProCharger right here will be a little blue tag, and on this tag will be the part number of what type of charger this is. And I recommend using ProCharger Oil, so you can look this up online where you can buy it from. And on this bottle will have the model that your charger is, so you're going to match that up with that blue tag, and this will tell you how much oil to put in the charger. So according to the bottle, it holds about 6 ounces, which is what the bottle is. It's a 6-ounce bottle. So on this vehicle, the reservoir here, the coolant reservoir, is in the way of the service port, so we can't drain the oil out without removing it. So I'm going to drain a little bit of this coolant out, and then we're going to remove that reservoir and get access to it. Depending on what type of vehicle your ProCharger is mounted into, you may or may not have to do stuff like this. I've also seen a hose attached to the bottom of the ProCharger that has a drain port that allows you to run the hose down to the bottom of the vehicle and service it that way. This vehicle does not have that, so we need to gain access by removing all this stuff. So the power steering reservoir and the coolant reservoir were attached here. I had to remove those and get those out of my way. Once I got these removed, the next step is to remove the dipstick and fill hole on the ProCharger here. So if you look, there's a flathead screw right here on the top. We're going to back this out, and on this screw is going to be attached the dipstick. So you're going to back this out and then go ahead and pull this out. There should be a copper washer or aluminum washer on here. You're going to pull it out, and you can check the condition of the oil and the level of the oil right here with this dipstick. Sometimes you can reach around the back side and get to the drain fill, and you want to remove the air snorkel here. Other times you can reach around from the front and do it. So I removed the air snorkel here to see if I can get access to the drain fill underneath here, and it was a little more difficult from behind, so we're going to come from the side here. Now, depending on the type of vehicle you're working on and the access you have to the bottom of the ProCharger, you're going to use a 5/8 socket or a 5/8 wrench, and if you don't have that, you can use a 16mm socket or a 16mm wrench. So let's tuck the camera down here so you can see the drain plug here. It's right dead center on the bottom of the ProCharger. So these drain plugs are usually not too tight, so I'm going to try to get it loose with a stubby wrench here. So you're going to reach down here. It's a little difficult to get the wrench on there, but I use one finger to hold the pressure on it, holding it flat and level, and then use the other hand to rotate it counterclockwise and break it free. So we're going to drain about 6 ounces of fluid here. I'm using a little cup here to try to help catch it. So I'm going to slide it down underneath the ProCharger. Go ahead and take out the drain plug and try to get it to drain in this cup here. So I got the cup underneath. I'm screwing the fastener out by hand and then trying to get the oil to drain into the cup. And I was not very successful in getting the oil in the cup. It pretty much missed it and drained everywhere onto the frame and stuff. So after we're done with this repair, we're going to have to do some cleanup. I'll use some engine degreaser and a pressure washer and clean that area out. So now that I got my drain plug out, I'm going to go ahead and inspect it here. And the O-ring here was not in the best shape. It was kind of hard, and I felt a little film of oil underneath it, so it was leaking past it a little bit. So I'm going to change out this O-ring here. I'm just going to pick it off and go find a new O-ring for it. Also on the tip of the drain plug is a magnet, and you want to look for any metal debris showing signs of the ProCharger breaking down and wearing. And if there's metal chunks in there, there may be a future problem, and you want to address that. In this case, it wasn't too bad. So I went ahead and swapped out that O-ring like I mentioned here because it was hardened. So I swapped that out with a new one. And also on the dipstick here, there was supposed to be a copper washer. So I went ahead and scrounged one of those up for this dipstick here. If yours is missing, I would recommend you do that as well. So after it's all drained and all the gaskets are changed out, you can go ahead and reinstall that drain plug on the bottom and tighten it up. So I ran it in till it's snug and then tighten it up about a quarter turn more. Now we're ready to refill the charger up with oil. So the bottle here has the part numbers, and then you match it up and they'll tell you exactly how much to put in. In this case, it wants an entire bottle installed and no more. So we're going to go ahead and just put that in there right through the fill hole on the top. and then we'll check it with the dipstick. Once you get it all filled up, and we're going to check it with the dipstick, it works just like any other dipstick. The top hash mark here is going to be the full mark here, and we're going to do it with the engine off. Now we're ready to reassemble anything that we took apart to gain access to the drain plug here. So we're putting the air snorkel back on here. This would be the perfect time to clean this filter now. This customer is going home to get the filter cleaning kit for us so we can clean this out for them. So meanwhile, we're going to put it back on and give it a good test drive. And in my case, I accidentally spilled most of that fluid down here. Very little bit made it into my little cup. So I'm going to clean this out, get some soap and water, degreaser, and then take it over to the pressure washer and get that all cleaned up. And that's how you service the oil on your ProCharger. I'm Brian Esser from How To Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, encourage you to subscribe, invite you to head over to the howtoautomotive.com website for more valuable videos like this. Thank you again for watching.